Good morning, good day, and good evening. As you know, as we always say, it does not really matter what time, day, night, or evening that you listen to the On God Podcast Daily Devotions. This is your host, which you know as Randy, aka LZ, but it is not about me. It is about God, the one we love, the one we serve. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We are live. It's another day. And we are here. We're back again. We're here to share the word. We are here to discuss things of the Bible, the content of the Bible, and understand the context of words in the Bible. Okay, because it's not just what is said, but it's more about what is meant behind the words. And it is important for us to understand such things because it's easy to take things out of context and to convince yourself that it's right to do things. Like perfect example, most people would use the context. I mean, not context, but the content of Christ turning water into wine as him saying it's okay to drink, that you should get drunk and whatnot. They would make that argument based off that scripture, but they also forget there's another scripture that tells you to be sober minded. It tells you the importance of staying sober minded. So smoking and drinking are not a good thing. Okay, which is why it's very important to understand the Bible, the context that is used in the Bible, and why it is used, because then you take certain scriptures out of context and you utilize them for your benefit. Like perfect example, you have people like David who were sleeping around and they weren't married, and there's a lot of people who can use that argument that Solomon had a lot of women, so it's okay for me to have a lot of women. It's very important for us to understand scripture. Okay, I'm saying this out of love because I know a lot of us tend to take things out of context that are in scripture in order to meet our selfish desires, selfish needs, and then use that as, yes, I can do this and I'm going to do this because this has happened in the Bible and God didn't say anything about it. But God always does say things, and He's very clear. Okay? Don't want to dwell too much on that. I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but God is my mouthpiece, so I'm going to take it as someone needed to hear that. Okay? Anyways, let us get to today's devotion, and today's devotion is from none other than John chapter 15, verse 13. And it reads as follows. It says, and here is how to measure it. The greatest love is shown when a person lays down his life for his friends. I'm going to read that one again. It says, and here is how to measure it. The greatest love is shown when a person lays down his life for his friends. This this is a very important scripture, because this coincides with John 3:16, right, where it says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son." Now, this is very important to understand that God does things out of love, which sometimes may not look as simple as they may appear. Because you would question yourself, why did Christ have to die? But Christ had to die to show us the fault of humanity. Because imagine someone who is perfect, who is a God, who left his throne for love to preach and to teach and heal and everything that encompasses that. And for the world to say, hey, we don't like you, you're too perfect, so we're going to kill you. We're going to beat you to death. We're going to punish you in the most punishable manner there is to humanity at the time. And what makes it worse is that these were believers, apparently, who killed Christ. Okay, he wasn't killed by the world. We would understand if he was killed by the world. But no, he was killed by people who call themselves believers. Religious priests, which is why religion is very dangerous. Religion is very dangerous, and they loved themselves so much and their positions that they were offended at the fact that there was someone with higher authority than them, which would be Christ. Because based on the things he was saying that, even though he didn't say it, but ultimately he told them, hey, you guys may be priests and whatnot, pastors, whatever you want to call them, but I am Christ, the Son of God. And they were offended and they were like, he has to go, because they cared more about their authority. The only person that they recognized their authority, who had authority above them, was Caesar. And Caesar respected the religious priests because they had the ears of the people. So they were offended by Christ. These people had no love. These people didn't seek to help people, which is something I would love to address about churches in general. That your pastors, all these preachers and whatnot, whatever you want to call them, is these people care more about the church. They care more about the building than they do about the church that is the people. A lot of y'all are starving. A lot of y'all are going through the worst of the worst, going through divorce because you spend most of your time in church and not time on your family, your spouses, your kids. And you think just because you're in church that it's okay because, hey, this is a godly environment, so I shouldn't be controlled about how much time I spend here. But it should be controlled because you have a mandate. God said create a family, but he did not say neglect that family because of me. Nowhere in scripture does the Bible ever say that. Everything needs a balance. For you to attend church, you need to attend church with your family. You need to serve together. You need to, fellowship together. But it can't take away from your personal life. Like you can't serve because you want to either please people out of your own ego, or you want to please the pastor because you would love to be seen by him. It's stupid. It's foolish, and you will lose things that matter to you if you do not change. I'm telling you this because I myself went through this in my marriage where my wife did not understand. I mean, she's still struggling with the concept, but it's important for us to find balance between serving God and serving our families. Because remember, our families is what we chose. We did not choose the family that created us. So our children cannot suffer at the cost of us doing things for the church. Like ultimately, no one's going to die if you do not teach one Sunday, or if you don't play drums, or you don't sing, or you don't do sound, or you don't do camera, or you're not an usher, or whatever the case is. Whatever you do serving in your church, no one's going to die because you didn't serve this one Sunday. Attend church with your family. It's important. Fellowship together. Hold hands with your spouse, your wife, your husband. Hold hands. Worship together. And it's important for your children to see you doing that, because then it shows them what a good Christian loving couple, married couple specifically, is supposed to be like, so that they can grow up and be that. But if you show your children selfishness, that it's okay to put myself above everybody else, guess what? That's what they're gonna do. Your sons are gonna grow up and treat other people's daughters ugly because of how you lacked balance in your own life. Remember, our children do not learn from what we say, they learn from what we do. So we need to model the things that we say. We need to have balance. We need to do everything correctly in accordance for the Lord. Okay? With that being said, I love each and every single one of you. I'm going to see you guys next time on Friday. Peace and love.